Alright guys, let's go ahead and start designing a similar logo to that one in here, which we're going to use as well to build our brand identity in coming videos. And you'll find that file in your resources if you'd like to follow along. In Illustrator design projects, you'll find logo design, that file in here, Eve logo live. And also I really recommend that you start with A4 file size by going to File, New, then you can select Print, A4, and let's go with landscape orientation, then Create. I do already have that file opened, that one in here. And also I do recommend that we start designing our logo in a small scale, like that scale in here, so we don't run into any scaling issues later. Like for example, I can be designing that one in a very large scale, and I do have tiny details like these lines in here, or even our slogans line. Then when I start resizing my logo or scaling that one down, of course, we're not going to be reducing our logo size that much. However, I'm giving you an example in here. That logo doesn't have issues because I already designed that one in a small scale like that. Then I can easily enlarge that logo without any problems. So let's get rid of that one in here. And let's also enable that layer, which is a reference layer, as you can see. We're going to start drawing a drop shape like that one. You can Google a similar image like that one. Then you can place it into a layer by creating a new layer from here. Then you can place your image into that layer and you can lock that layer as well. Then you can select your pen tool, either classic pen tool or curvature pen tool. It doesn't really matter because we do have a very curvy shape, as you can see. Then you can select a new layer and start drawing your shape in here. However, I'm not going to be using that image as a reference for me. I'm going to be using that drop in here because I'm aiming for a similar look and I do already have that shape. So I'm going to be removing that image, delete, and I'm not going to enlarge that one. However, I'm going to be zooming in all the way like so, maybe even more. Then I can lock that layer. Then let's go ahead and enable our rulers, pressing Command or Control R. Then I need to select my drawing layer. Let's rename that one drawing layer or logo layer, whatever. Then grabbing a guide. Let's show our guide. Then let's go ahead and select curvature tool and placing my anchor point in here. Let's keep them tight and close. Let's reduce our stroke, maybe to 1 or even half. As you can see, I'm placing close anchor points, and Illustrator is trying to keep up with that curve. It's easier than the classic pen tool. Alright guys, we're gonna be stopping at that point because we do have a symmetrical shape, as you can see. And when it comes to symmetrical shape, you don't want to really draw the other half because it's not going to be identical. So let me show you a cool trick in here. First of all, let's change our strokes color, make it black, swatches panel, black. And if you don't see any of these panels in here, you can always find them in window. Then let's collapse the panel, selecting our reflect tool. Here's our reference point. Let's place that one in here. Then let's hold Alt or Option key and duplicate. We can also use Shift key if you feel like you need it. And as you can see guys, we do have a fine symmetrical shape in here. We can select our selection tool. Then we can select that line as well. And let's duplicate that shape in here. Holding and maintaining Alt or Option key and dragging while maintaining Shift key as well. So we can see our shape better, and we do have our original curves as well. Let's hide our guide for now so you can see how that looks like. And let's say we would like to edit our curve for any reason, you don't like your result or something like that. You can go ahead and select your shape, maybe with direct selection tool. Then select your properties panel you'll find that amazing option in here, Start Global Edit, which was introduced in 2019. And also before you click that one, you can edit some options in here, like match appearance, size, or where you'd like to select all artboards, or specific artboard shapes like landscape or square, or even you'd like to go for range. Anyway, we're gonna keep it as it is for now because we don't have too many elements, and let's click on Start Global Edit. And now, as you can see guys, Illustrator is identifying all similar shapes to that curve, and let's say they are identical shapes as well. And if you'd like to edit your curve, you can maybe select these points, then maybe you'd like to nudge them to right. It's gonna be affecting everything, as you can see. Or maybe that specific anchor point, and you do have some handles in here, you can move them up or down like so. Maybe some changes like that will be happening on the other sides as well, here and there. Of course, that doesn't look amazing, so I'm gonna undo that. And if you'd like to get out of that global edit mode, you can deselect your shape, selecting move tool and clicking outside, and here we are back again. Also, let's join our shape, so we can select these anchor points in here, zooming in, and let's join them, and let's do the same as well to that point, joining them. Now we have a closed shape, as you can see. And also let's go ahead and simplify our shape a bit because we do have too many anchor points, as you can see. So let's select our shape, going to Object, Path, Simplify. Here we have 6 points, and we do have Auto Simplify enabled. And I think Illustrator is doing an amazing job in here. So we can zoom out and see our shape from distance. And I think it looks nice. However, before simplifying it was a bit better, so let's undo that. And anyway, we're not going to use that line within our design. We need that one as a clipping mask for the circles. And you might be wondering, what kind of circles are you talking about? I'm talking about these lines in here. They are part of a circle. So let me show you that shape in here. That's what we need to draw and place within our shape, because different circle sizes will be giving us parallel lines, so we can have parallel lines within our shape. So let me select that shape in here, and let's enable that one first from our layers panel. That's within our reference layer. You can find that one in here, and let's borrow that shape for now, place it in here. Then let's select our newly created shape and let's duplicate that one while maintaining Alt to Option key. As you can see guys, that's how it's going to be looking like. Let's enlarge that one for demonstration. If we clip that one by selecting everything like so, pressing Command or Control 7, we have a similar shape to that one. Of course, we can enhance our circles inside by selecting our teardrop, that shape. Then let's expand that group from our layers panel. We can see our circles in here. Let's deselect that mask. Now we have our circles selected. We can start moving them to our desired look, or even we can enlarge them a bit or reduce their size like so. And also from these circles in here, we can get to control our lines angles as well. So let's move that circle aside. As you can see, we are getting different angles. Maybe that's quite similar to 45 degrees. So before jumping ahead and reaching that result, let's see how we can create similar circles like this in here. So let's maybe select one of these circles in here, maybe that one. Using the direct selection tool, I can easily select an element within a group. Then opening stroke panel, we can see that we have 4.6 weight. So let's go ahead and select our ellipse tool and let's draw a circle while maintaining shift key as well to have a perfect circle. As you can see, now we do have the same stroke size. Let's zoom in. Now we can start using our scale tool in here to start scaling duplicates of the same circle. However, before we do that, let's double click in here and let's disable that option, scale, strokes and effects. So we'll have duplicates of the same stroke size. Let's press OK. Now we have our reference point by default in center. We can start dragging inside, then we can press Alt or Option key and Shift key as well to have a duplicate, as you can see, in the center as well. Then let's repeat that. Drag, then Alt or Option key and Shift key as well. We have duplicate, as you can see. Let's create a larger one as well. So I'm gonna be dragging outside, then pressing Alt or Option key and Shift key as well. Then creating our final circle as well, Alt or Option key. After dragging, we have our last one. And I think the smart guide is giving me a hard time in here. It's trying to align with that teardrop shape. As you can see, that magenta line in here between our circle and that teardrop shape. So remember to disable the smart guides before you draw your circles, because we have a tiny minor difference in that gap in here. We can zoom in and start scaling that one a little bit like so, while maintaining Shift key, of course. Now we do have our circles. We can start moving to that step again. So selecting our move tool and let's duplicate that shape in here, zooming out. Let's duplicate that one in here. Then let's select these circles and move them to imagine how they might look like. And then selecting everything, the circles along with our teardrop shape or that oil shape, then pressing Command or Control 7 to create a mask. So hope you do get the idea, guys. We can anytime edit these circles once again to get different shapes by double clicking on our shape. We are inside that group. As you can see, drawing layer, we have clip group. We can expand those layers in that sub layer in here or clip group. Then we can select by clicking in here these circles, maintaining Shift key to select all of them. Then we can start repositioning them by moving them to right or left using our arrows. Also, we can start scaling them bigger if you're looking for bigger gaps. Okay, let's assume that we're happy with that composition in here. Let's double click to get outside. And now if you try to scale that one maybe bigger or smaller, you'll be finding a problem. So let's duplicate that shape in here and let's enlarge that one. You'll see that we are having that weird shape with our gaps. It's not maintaining the same proportions. And the same if we do scale that one down, it's gonna be looking so weird like so. And in order to avoid that, let's go ahead and enable that option in here again, double clicking on our scale tool, and let's enable scale, strokes and effects. That's how you can select your selection tool once again and start scaling your shape while maintaining Shift key, and it's gonna maintain the same proportions for the strokes. So always remember to re-enable that one again. And now it's time to add colors before duplicating our shape to be like that. And as you can see, we're using cool gradient colors within each and every drop of these. So let's disable our reference layer, we don't really need it. And let's move these aside to have a cleaner board for now. Now let's maybe select that one. However, I'm not gonna be using that one for my final result. Let me show you guys how we can add our colors in here. Let's move that one to the part. Then we can start selecting each and every one of these lines in here using direct selection tool. For example, we can select maybe that one. Then let's go to our swatches panel, moving that aside, opening swatches panel. Let's maybe select our first circle of these. Maybe that circle in here, and let's add maybe that color. Then you can select that one and add the color. Then selecting our next color for our next circle. And our last one in here. So as you can see, that's one way to get a cool gradient like that one. The other way might be using the color panel tool, that one in here. So maybe you are selecting that color, that orange color, as you're going for darker one or more saturated red color. You can select maybe that circle and add maybe 10 or slide that slider a bit like so. You're getting a darker color, as you can see. Even maybe you can use the Pantone swatches from your swatches panel. You can go to libraries, then go to color books, and you can select Pantone CMYK uncoded. And remember guys, we always design our logos in CMYK because they will be printed. So it's safer that way that you design your logo in CMYK, and it will be fine on screens as well. So when you select that one, you'll see all these colors in here. In that case, you can be going for a dark color, then you can select brighter tones of the same colors like so. However, it's not gonna be a cool result like that one. It's gonna be looking quite pale from the inside because the inside color won't be a saturated one. However, that's one way if you're not looking for saturated colors. Or even you can select maybe a saturated orange, which is quite dark, then a brighter one, then maybe a brighter one from here, and so on and so forth. So anyway, for me, I'm gonna be closing the panel, selecting or copying these colors from that logo to save you time and save myself time as well by selecting the direct selection tool. And I do have that one already selected. I can go ahead and select the eyedropper tool, that one in here, or pressing I. Then I can sample colors, maybe the color in here. And if you do get that weird shape as well, you might need to double click your tool and disable everything for stroke except color, applying that. Now we can copy colors easily like so. Alright guys, since we do have our gradient colors applied to that shape, let's go ahead and start creating a composition out of that one. And in that case, I'm going to be selecting that shape. Then here we do have rotate tool, or you can press R for that one. Then let's zoom in. Here's our reference point. We can move that one to maybe that point. Then let's hold and maintain Alt or Option key along with Shift key as well. You can see we have a very narrow space, so let's undo that. And let's move that one a bit further. Maybe like so. Then let's hold and maintain Alt or Option key along with Shift key as well to get a duplicate of that one on 45 degrees, as you can see. And I think that looks like a nice gap in here. Then we can repeat the same process, pressing Command or Control D to repeat that. Very cool, as you can see. Now let's remove some of these, selecting these three ones in here. And let's go ahead and add some cool colors in here as well. So let's select that one. Then here we have recolor artwork option, which we're going to use to change our colors. Let's move that one aside. So here, as you can see guys, we have these hues within orange and red. We can move them a bit to red side. We're going to be picking red, then magenta, then blue, then maybe cyan or violet. However, we might need to narrow our colors a bit, so let's unlink them from here. And let's move that one a bit like so, and this one too. Let's relink them again and move them a bit inside red. Then moving to our next one, recolor, unlink. Basically, we're going to be repeating the same process over and over again. So you get the idea, guys. I'm gonna be doing the same as well with that one and that one here. I'm gonna be dragging that one to that side. It's gonna be looking similar to that one. Then I'm gonna be going for blues. However, when it comes to the blues, I might be inverting these colors because I need to have the light color at the bottom in here. So I'm gonna be unlinking them and moving that one to that far side and moving that one inside, and so on and so forth. Something like that. Then I'm gonna be relinking them again and going for more brighter, like so, avoiding the greens in that logo. So that's how you can create a similar pictogram or shape like that for our logo. Now what's really left is typing our type, which is the easy part, guys, so cheer up. Now let's collapse that panel and let's also remove that shape in here, because remember, guys, I told you we need to design our logo on a very small scale, and that's why we're going to be deleting that one, and I'm going to be borrowing that shape in here. We already designed that one. I'm not going to redo that again, don't worry, guys. Selecting these three and holding and maintaining shift key, then duplicating that one maybe to the part. Here we have our font. So if I bring type tool, pressing T and clicking in here, we can see that that's our font name. It's called Freud, and it's an Adobe font, by the way, and we do have regular and we do have 61 for that size. And for our slogan or tagline, we do have Media Pro regular, as you can see. So let's go quickly and type that. Type tool, pressing Command or Control A, highlighting everything. Then let's type Freud, and let's move that one to here. Then let's enlarge that one a bit while holding and maintaining Alt or Option key and Shift key as well. Then let's type another line, glow every day, and that's our company's slogan. Sometimes your client will be coming with his own slogan, sometimes he'll be asking you to help him with that one, and in that case it will be your own research. Anyway, let's change our font to Media Pro. Let's go for regular, scaling that one down to maybe 9 points or 8. You're gonna be safe all the way till 7. If you can make it 8 or 9, that will be fine as well. I'm talking about small scales, of course. So let's move that one to here. Zooming in, let's enlarge our brand's name a bit. So it's gonna be compensating for our tagline or slogan. Then let's align them, selecting both of our type, then reselecting our brand's name to be our reference for selection. Align panel in here, you can find that one in your control bar as well, or your properties panel. It's existing in different places. Then let's align to selection and center. We can leave it as it is in black, or we can change its color to blue. And I think blue will be nice. Let's make a duplicate of that one, selecting everything, duplicating our logo while maintaining Alt or Option key and Shift key as well. So you can compare your visuals. Let's make that one in gray. It's gonna be looking nice. And that one, both of them will be in blue. That tone in here, that's going to be our main color for that brand. However, we're going to be covering branding in our coming videos, don't worry about that, guys. Though you might be considering your branding while you're designing your logo as well. In some cases for slogans, you might need to select that one, then going to your character panel, and you might need to work on your tracking, either enlarging the spaces between your letters, if you do have a large brand name, or sometimes you might be shrinking that space a bit. maybe like 5 minus 5 or so, then realigning your type again. So here you have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed that one. That logo is full of tricks, as you've seen, and I think that's a great opportunity for you guys to go ahead and start practicing that one on your own, because of course we're gonna need it when it comes to the branding part, where I'll be seeing you guys.